Hi guys, it's Rich with Pit Lane Sim Racing again. How are you doing? Today we're going to talk pedals. More importantly, what the differences are between the pedals, because it's a really hard thing when someone recommends something to you and you don't actually have any tangible idea what they mean. It's okay, someone like me sitting behind a camera on stream making YouTube videos saying, guys, go buy this product, but you don't know what that means. So I'm going to do my best here to try and explain to you guys what going from sort of a base set of pedals will mean, going up to a higher tier of pedal. Thank you to the patrons shown on screen now. If you would like to help me create more content just like this, then please do consider going over to the Patreon page, which is linked in the description, and pledging. Cheers, guys. First up, I'm going to use these as an example. These are my Thrustmaster pedals that came with my Thrustmaster TSXW. And as you can see, they are a fairly standard type of pedals that you would get with a normal wheel, with the, I think they call this the conical rubber bung on the back. Now, what I wanted to explain is the difference between this and a higher end set of pedals, which I'll show you. With these pedals, what you tend to get is a potentiometer. Now, what a potentiometer is like a sensor that measures distance from one point to another. And in this case, that measures the difference in the brake pedal from being depressed and pressed. So it's measuring that distance there, okay? Now that isn't how brakes work at all. How a real braking system works, sort of, with my understanding, is hydraulically. So it works on pressure. When you're putting pressure onto the brake pedal, that loads the system and pushes the brake pads onto the disc. Now, that isn't a distance thing, it's a pressure thing. So we're already losing out on these pedals because you're having to recalibrate your brain and be gentle. Now, you can get mods with rubber bungs and with springs, and that's what that conical rubber bung is for. But you're always still fighting against the fact that it's measuring distance on the brake pedal, not pressure. So what I found when I used to use that type of pedal was I would have an initial spike of braking, and then I would really modulate a lot, because I'd go to brake really hard, but you're not braking really hard because it's the distance. Do you see what I mean? It's not measuring the load, it's measuring the distance. So if you drive a real car, it's totally alien and it's not a real way to control the brakes. That's where something like these will come in. Now, these are old now, and these have just been sat as spares in my old gaming room now for absolutely ages. And these are Fanatec CSP V2s. And what they have on them is a load cell, and that's at the back there. And as the name suggests, that measures load. So as you press the brakes, it is literally measuring the load with which you're pressing. And on these, they have also a little sort of oil well as well, which fills up the system, which gives you some resistance, as well as the spring, of course. So in this upgrade, what you're getting is that load cell, which again is at the back just here, and it's literally pressing against that. That then becomes a whole lot more natural. Now, I've heard a lot of people sort of complain initially because it takes time to get used to these pedals. It really, really does, because you may have been using a lower end set of pedals for quite some time. So then you're having to recalibrate your brain again because you've gotten used to being in the sim environment. All right, it's more realistic, but you've gotten used to being in your environment, in the sim, and also using the brakes how you do at your normal braking points and things like that. So I would recommend, like, it's going to take multiple days, depending on how much time you get at your rig, maybe even a week or two, just to tune into it. But I promise you, once you tune into it, it's such an improvement because again, you're measuring that pressure, not the distance with which you're pressing. And now just to go up even more, this is a brake pedal from Heusinkveld Sprints, and these are on my rig usually. This is what I use. And I think you can see the difference basically. It's fully adjustable, but this also uses a load cell. It's a 120 kilo load cell, but it will measure up to 65 kilos of pressure. And let me tell you, when I'm driving on this, I've had it up at 65 kilos. I knock it down just a little bit. I think I have mine set at 50, but I also have these rubber bungs in to set it for F1. I can't do it now because there's so much pressure required to push it, but this barely moves for me because I always have these in an F1 mode. And you can change these rubber bungs here, which then give the pedal different resistance and different travels. You can change the spring, can change all sorts about these pedals. And this is why I'm kind of showing it, because when you're being asked to pay, what, 600 euros for a set of pedals, you want to know what you're paying for. And look at the difference here between this and this. There is a difference in performance and build quality. Basically everything here is plastic. There is everything with a Heusinkveld is actually engineered. They are beautiful pieces of kit. Now, that is the difference between brakes. That is why I will always champion load cells. Always, if you're looking to upgrade, choose a set of pedals with a load cell, because you're just going to find time and it's going to be much better for your experience. I hope this has really helped show you the difference between the different brakes. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please do ask down in the comments and leave a thumbs up and subscribe, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.